Oh yeah, welcome back YouTube, back to another episode. Shout out to all the 18 out there for tuning in, and if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for swinging by, because today we're gonna have a blast, like like the Pokemon Team Rocket blasting it off again. I'm just kidding. We're gonna do it absolutely crazy today. I'm gonna explore one of the most well produced documentary, at least that's what I'm thinking, that it's gonna be the best documentary out there, right? And if there's any other one that out there that you guys think is better than Uncle Chuck, let me know, because shout out to Uncle Chuck. I think you guys call him Uncle Chuck. But anyway, shout out to Casual Chuck for putting this together. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, go out there and support Casual Chuck. That's his channel. He is one of the probably the best person out there to, from a SB19 content perspective, to go in and learn, because he put out a lot of videos, as well as supporting a lot of the reactor community out there. So shout out to Casual Chuck, because he's doing a great work. Shout out to Chuck. But in any event, let's get straight into this. This is a ultimate sound break from SB19. So shout out to, once again, to Mr. Chuck for putting this together, because this is gonna be awesome, like the less work for people who want to learn more about SB19, right? So greatly appreciate it. And yeah, without further ado, disclaimer: this video is only based on his personal research. He might miss some details, and it's possible to have discrepancies, but he did his best to get as much accurate information as possible. So yeah, this is the best that I'm gonna get too. So thank you, if anything. But let's go straight into it. That's the disclaimer. Let's play.
When you hear the words pop music and the best boy band, who comes to mind? What if I told you that the most
If
overlooked
it's P-pop, then yeah, it's SB19.
boy group in our generation might be these guys?
Hey, let's get it.
In the last 6 years, these guys turned a small Korean entertainment company into a company that produced the greatest P-pop group ever.
Wait a minute. Only in 6 years? Hold on. 6 years?
In the last 6 years, these guys turned a small Korean entertainment company into a company that produced the greatest P-pop
Wow.
group ever.
ShowBT was a Korean company.
Proud of SB19.
That is insane.
And you don't accomplish that without making a few enemies.
K-pop. Lima pala sila.
Oh,
K-pop.
where's the hater at? Well, I don't even know him or him. So, anyway, let's play.
Some of them coming from
Hey,
unexpected
if you're starting to get haters, you're doing something right. You know, like if if for me, even like, hey man, I'm just like a small reaction channel, but I'm having a lot of haters out there. I'm doing something here, right? Like, it's like, ooh, I'm getting noticed, and it's exactly what happened right here. SB19 is getting noticed. Once you get the haters flooded with comments, you are on top of the game. It's like, hey, look at me now. Anyways,
places.
Pinoy ba daw?
Parang may ginaya rin.
But behind the group are five
Copycat.
driven men who were about to
Okay.
transform what was once a laughingstock genre in music
did somebody say, hold on, what? I'm sorry, I'm getting really like,
But behind
A
the group
copycat,
are five
okay.
driven men who were about to transform what was
Right.
once a laughingstock genre in music into the fastest growing genre of the world.
Ever since we had this goal, and not just for us but for the entire industry.
Feeling ko hindi pa natin nakukuha yung recognition na dapat para sa atin.
Between disbanding before they even debuted,
All hope.
but I gotta admit, like, SB19 is doing a phenomenal job, like being able to push their music out into the globe, globally, not just in Philippines. It's amazing, right? I'm from Vietnam, and to be honest, we don't even have a group that can break through like this, like to be able to go global as a group, like it's like just putting your country on a map is insane.
Is lost parang nung time na yun.
Becoming industry outcasts and getting bashed by their own countrymen.
Sana magkaroon tayo ng grupo na hindi naman mga kataasan
Are you
ng tapos ng
serious?
ilong. Para talagang
What is performance?
original.
Oo.
They're getting.
The rise of SB19 may not be the greatest
Wait, they're getting-
between disbanding
hold on.
before they even debuted.
I'm really into this. I gotta understand this. Somebody make fun of them?
Is lost parang nung time na yun.
Becoming industry outcasts and getting bashed by their own countrymen.
Getting
Sana
bashed?
magkaroon tayo ng grupo na hindi naman mga kataasan
Noises.
ng
Wait, I hope we get a group with noises that are not too pointy. Bro, like this is. Can't you not see that they're proudly present their music to the world? They should be proud and grateful, man. Like they're doing a thing here instead of like talking trash. Where's my trash can? Okay, anyway.
tapos ng ilong. Para talagang original.
Oo.
The rise of SB19 may not be the greatest Filipino success story ever.
Maganda kasi yung revenge kasi talaga yung success na ipapakita mo sa mga tao hindi naniniwala.
Tama yan.
But it
Success is the
certainly
best
is
revenge.
the most inspiring one.
Hey, 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 let's go, Casual Chuck documentary. This is our home. This is, oh man. Sound break, SB. The sound break remake. 2020. Hey. $1997. Oh, there's the remake. Okay.
This is called Triple.
Called
a group
Triple.
of talented performers and comedians from Korea you've probably never heard of.
Never heard of it.
They were formed back in 1994 when the word
I was 3 years old, okay? I kid you not. And probably don't even know what K-pop or P-pop is.
K-pop hasn't even been invented.
It hasn't.
In 2002, one of the members made the biggest mistake of his
Is that JYP? JYP? Oh, JPY. Crap. I can't get my abbreviation straight, but my apologies if I got it wrong, but he looked very familiar.
life, which will change the entire course of P-pop history.
Hey, let's go. Okay.
That member was Jong Song Han.
Jung Sung Han.
It all started when he left the trio in 2002 to become an entrepreneur. Cult Triple became Cult 2. Most of their fans thought that Songhan's decision was a huge mistake because the remaining members started racking up different awards in the entertainment industry. If he only stuck around, he would have gotten those awards too. But this man's decision was final. He used all of his savings to build an event organizing company called ShowBT Entertainment.
ShowBT.
Today we know him as Tatang Robin. Fast forward to
2015.
2015. The fight of the century just happened.
Manny Pacquiao.
One Direction's Drag Me Down was all over the radio, and Big Bang was the biggest K-pop boy group, while P-pop has Top One Project. Chances are,
Project.
you have never heard of them.
Never heard of him.
But somewhere in Makati, Philippines, an audition was held. Tatang
ShowBT.
Robin was looking for young talents who would be part of the package of their service as an event organizers. Talents who can perform on their own but can also serve as backup dancers and singers to their main performers. One of the main attractions of the SAT audition was if you're good enough, you might just debut as a member of ShowBT's first ever P-pop group to undergo a Korean-style training.
Okay.
Filipinos don't get opportunities like that so often, so hundreds of
Right.
talents applied, but only 30 made it as trainees. They were initially called the ShowBT Musical Gala Team, but then later dubbed as Nara, which in Korean means country and also happens to be the national tree of the Philippines. If you're
Whoa.
a fan who is deep into the P-pop scene, you would recognize some of the future P-pop stars.
Oh man, Casual Chuck is giving us a very in-depth of this whole documentary that I'm so appreciative of. Like, we go all the way down to the root of this. This is amazing. Woo! I love it so far. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. We have 19 minutes total. This is great.
But one of the most notable ones is this guy. On the first day of training, one guy stood out because he was just alone standing awkwardly in the corner.
Nung una, ang weird niya po, nagsasalita mag-isa.
He was facing the wall and making hand gestures as if he was rapping in front of it.
Nakatayo sa gilid. Biglang gagano. Sabi ko, anong ginagawa na? Nagre-ritual ba ta sa gilid?
That guy was John Paulo Nasser. He always wanted to be a performer. As a young dreamer, he joined several competitions as a soloist and also as a member of the K-pop dance cover group called PHP. In training, he was the guy who shows up early and leaves late despite juggling a full-time job as a data analyst to help provide for his family.
Oh, he's a data analyst, man. This guy's absolutely brilliant. But in any event, that's crazy. Like, just in a spot, lonely spot, and then like just have that passion, you know, like you can felt the entire story. Like, man, this guy has so much passion that he just don't let anything stop him from being who he is today.
He was selected due to his undeniable diligence and leadership qualities. He is known to have critically acclaimed songwriting ability. Some of my sources even said that he had already written dozens of songs at this time.
Oh wow.
He's also a badass rapper and was often called a genius but consistently denied it because he claimed to be just a hard worker. This made him the destined leader.
Okay, there's nothing wrong of being a hard worker. But they gotta understand that dude got a talent. You can't work hard and okay, yeah, that's the hard work. I think it's only 50%, but you gotta have the talent. You gotta have the creativity, everything. You know, you can't just like, oh, I'm gonna play basketball. I have the talent, but you don't put in the work. Doesn't make sense.
Leader of the group. He was known as Sejin at the time, but later would be known as Pablo.
Ooh.
30
Pablo,
trainees are a lot of trainees. It would take a very observant person with an eye for talent to notice Pablo in that corner. So who was that observant person with an eye for talent?
It's crazy.
Well, he was also a trainee. Stelvester Ahero.
Holy moly.
He was only a kid when he started competing as a
Stel,
performer.
the heavenly voice.
As a dancer, he racked up win after win on a national level with his school group and became their official choreographer, teaching crewmates to...
I'm not gonna lie, Stel, on a lot of these videos, he's very stand out when he dances. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this guy just... He's very sharp when he dances.
3 years older than him. He later joined a dance crew called Seon and went on to win international titles.
Wow.
Stel obviously worked so hard. Amidst his studies and competitions, he also worked part-time as a McDonald's service crew and teaching dance to kids with special needs. There was a point that he worked too hard that he wound up in the hospital. His poor health caused him to lose his earnings and nearly his life.
Oh my God.
Fortunately, he was able to recover. This made him the obvious choice to become the choreographer of the group. But little did they know that dancing wasn't his only talent. As a kid, he joined the school choir to become the only male soprano and only improved as he gotten older.
Oh man,
he easily became the main heavenly voice of the group because his vocals were just...
Oh my... Holy moly.
Out of this
mind-blowing.
world.
Ain't no way.
Unlike Pablo,
that one shot straight to the heaven. No, shot straight up to the sky.
Stel was very friendly to everyone. In fact, one of his closest friends also auditioned and made it as a trainee. This friend is nothing to be trifled with because having the worst upbringing among the others made him the strongest when it comes down to pure guts and determination. Josh Cullen Santos.
Hey, Josh. Let's get it.
He left home at the age of 16 and it was his decision. From growing up in a toxic environment to being physically abused as a kid by their nanny. I'm talking about getting poured candle wax all over their body.
What?
At an early age, he experienced...
Oh no, that's brutal. That is brutal. That is crazy. Like, candle wax? Are you kidding me? Like, those stuff burns. Who does that stuff? Man, I feel bad for him.
What it felt like to be a member of a middle-class family that went rock bottom in just a matter of months. They got evicted from medium-sized apartments to increasingly smaller rooms. It came to a point when his family had nothing to eat with rice but ketchup and salt. they had no permanent address. Because of that, Josh and his sister dropped out of school multiple times, so they got bullied at school for being repeaters. Sometimes he would even get into
Crazy.
fist fights for defending her. Josh had enough of this, so he decided to leave to become independent and started working as an internet cafe attendant. Using his own income, he took the alternative learning system to attain his high school degree. He initially had no background in performing. Not until he found Stel performing with his dance group called Seyon. Josh became an instant fan, and when they connected, Stel became his mentor, which led to them
Wow.
becoming co-members, and they went on to win numerous K-pop dance cover competitions all over Asia. They even
Dang,
met
that's
BTS
crazy.
during one of their winning runs in Korea. So from champions
That's crazy.
to trainees. What else is in store for them?
Hey.
From then on, their lives became all about performing in small events and training.
We
Wow.
had one mentor when we were training. Tapos, more on personality development siya. Tapos, presenting ourselves on stage.
We had no idea that the Korean-style training they went through
It's far, far from what they've been doing sa Korea.
was nothing but a mere marketing strategy.
But yung skill-wise, parang ganun. We were left on our own.
Wow. What? Wow. On their own?
They were left alone to fend for themselves, sharing knowledge to improve each other with the hope of making the cut.
That's crazy.
Some
That's
sources
insane.
told me that Pablo had to record some of their vocal sessions to effectively coach his co-trainees.
This is crazy. Yo, they coach, Pablo coach. They end up like, okay, well, no one's giving us knowledge. We're gonna do it on our own, and we're gonna perfect ourselves by ourselves. Let's start recording us, see if we're improving each time. That's crazy. Like, how did you do this without any guidance? This is like insane. This is just crazy. I mean, it takes time and talent and hard work. Obviously, you need talent to be able to tune into that frequency of I am the best performers, or vocalist, rapper, and I can do this. This is crazy.
All of that without salary.
Oh man.
This went on for roughly a couple of years, and I don't know about you guys,
That's
but
crazy.
this for me sounded kind of brutal.
Very brutal. Oh my
It's not
gosh.
easy to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again without any form of guidance.
Oh man, no form of guidance. Plus, no money. Plus, you don't really know how this is gonna turn out. What if all this time is wasted? But I think they have faith, like it's a faith. And I remember in one of the songs that, was it like, was it what or something like that? Talking about God. Oh, the Father. There you go. And I from there I felt like, SB19 have this faith, and this is where they at right now, through faith. Anyways, that was a deep one. Anyways, let's play.
They were
See.
also kept in the
Crazy.
dark about their debut date. So frustration started brewing until it reached the point when it only took one trigger to call it quits. On one seemingly normal training day, all trainees were already in the studio, except for Josh. On the same
Where's
morning,
Josh go?
the train broke down.
Nasira yung MRT during that time. Nasira yung MRT. So,
Sinuspindi ang operasyon ng MRT
Ay,
dahil
no
sa
way.
power outage.
It wasn't really an
What is the chance of a train get broke down on the debut day, right?
accident, but this would still worry anyone, especially the trainees, because it's highly unusual for Josh to miss training. Later that morning, Josh arrived. His co-trainees felt relieved because Josh turned out to be safe. You would think that their company would react the same way, right? Wrong. They decided to terminate his training.
na-late ako, tapos tinanggal ako.
Why?
That was the trigger.
Nung tinanggal po ako, nag-quit din yung mga grupo ko.
It's not his
Nag-quit din
fault.
sila kasi parang naging trigger na point na kung tatanggalin mo si Josh,
Umalis kami sa grupo.
Why?
ganun mo lang kadali itapon yung lahat ng efforts and passion tsaka dreams namin.
ShowBT had two choices: to keep all trainees or to keep no trainees.
Oh wow.
The company
That's brutal.
chose the latter. Everyone left except for Stel.
Parang si Stel lang yung naiwan po nun talaga sa
Oh my
sa,
god.
sa training.
That is
training room.
insane.
Tapos talagang down na down lahat.
Si Stel natira kasi doon during that time.
Stel set aside all his frustration and remained focused on his goal, while Pablo was devastated.
All hope is lost parang nung time na yun.
In Josh's case, we can only imagine the pain he must have felt to have been booted out of his dreams. Days passed, everyone still feeling down about that incident. Then Pablo's phone receives a message.
Brother, tumalik ka na, brother.
It was Josh.
Oh wow.
Out of all the trainees, the guy that got sent packing was the same guy who actively convinced everyone to continue chasing their dreams. Perhaps
Oh,
this
wow.
was the sheer guts and determination from his life experiences in full display.
I don't know what about you guys, but this is very inspirational. Very motivational, like very inspiring. So, it's a good story so far. I will never forget this story about SB19. Wow. And obviously, this is beautifully executed throughout the documentary by Casual Chuck. So shout out to Casual Chuck for putting this together because it inspired me a lot. And I'm so glad that SB19 is meant to be. It's like, what are the chance that we don't have SB19 today? But no, it was because the little things like this, that when Stale stay, and then also Josh reach out to Pablo. They just wanted and know that this shall pass and they're gonna get their dream.
Out of all the trainees, the guy that got sent packing was the same guy who actively convinced everyone to continue chasing their dreams. Perhaps this was the sheer guts and determination
Josh
from
is
his
the
life
real one.
experiences in full display. Pablo hurried back to the studio to find Stel alone. But not for long. Josh came back next and took the initiative to convince the company to have them back.
Pumunta lang po ako doon at syempre kung kinakailangan na
Bro, who's the
makiusap.
So back
MVP?
to training, they went.
Hindi na lang magkahiwalay ng grupo, pero bumalik sila kasi hindi nila ako inuwan.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy, man.
There was only 3 of them for a while.
That's the big
Then a
three.
few other
That is the big three, man. From the beginning. And when you watch, like for me, if you're into sport like me, you know, if you watch basketball or football or something like that, when you have like 5-on-5 on a basketball team, oh 5. Oh yeah, SB19 also 5. Wow. What are the odds? Anyways, they have a big three where they very dominate on the court and they work very well with each other. It's like the foundation of a team. And I felt like from the beginning of SB19, we got the big three right here. We got Stel, Josh, and Pablo. Obviously, just continue the fire.
trainees started coming back. So ShowBT put together a talent workshop to get more talents to keep the business going. This was batch 1. This was batch 2.
My God, that's a lot. Target locked.
Justin De Dios.
Oh, Justin.
He got scouted right away because he was a very good-looking guy and already was a decent singer and dancer. When he joined, he immediately saw a familiar face in Josh.
You look familiar. As do you.
Apparently, Josh told
That's
Justin about
hilarious.
the workshop because the two already had a stint performing together in a dance cover group called Zero to Hero. So Justin as well wasn't new in the world of performing. He
Interesting.
auditioned to be a part of the televised Pinoy boy band Superstar, but he didn't even make it to the live auditions. Perhaps it was fate. That group is nowhere to be found today. Justin obviously deserved better. He went on to finish his college degree in multimedia arts while training, which earned him a filmmaking skill that would prove very crucial to their success in the future.
It's like another piece
With
has
Justin
found.
on board, this completed their prototype boy group. It's composed of Justin, Pablo, Stel, Josh, Zeno, Kurt, and JP. They did multiple test runs leading up to their entry to Pinoy K-pop Star 2017. They performed B-Day by Icon in an epic fashion,
Icon,
but they
not
didn't
that group.
win. At this point, ShowBT seemed to have hit a roadblock. The group felt like something was missing. I don't exactly know what happened to Zeno, Kurt, and JP. They either quit or ShowBT felt the need to let go of them and get someone who could take this already great group of guys and push them to achieve the next level. The extraordinary level. This years in the making project of ShowBT needed to reach its peak. So they started the online auditions. When Josh heard about it, he was like, I know a guy.
It's Ken. It's
The
Ken.
guy he was talking about was a pain in his butt because their groups have clashed multiple times in their early dance competitions and their battles were always neck and neck. That guy's name was Philip John Sugson.
Philip, aka Ken.
He was
Hey,
such a
let's go.
specimen. He was so naturally gifted that excelling in sports looked like a walk in the park for him. He grew up
Oh
in
my god, splash in the basketball court. I'm telling you, they're like a basketball team right now. You could bring in Ken. It's game over, man. It's game over. This whole group have like everything. Like the best producer, Pablo. You got the rapper Josh. Josh can rap. Charismatic, got the look. You got Justin that has this amazing foundation in his vocal tone. When he sing, you felt the entire soul. Like wow. Like the soul of the song, right? You got and then on top of that, he's also like a video producer, which make amazing music video. Is absolutely crazy. Then you got Stealth with the dance. Here come the missing piece, which is Ken. Oh man, this guy bring in like an insane vocal and talent. Anyways, and he can hoop. We're about to meet him at the court. Let's go.
the church under the care of his grandparents. He was an artistic kid, so he was active as an editorial cartoonist in school. Nobody taught him how to play musical instruments. He taught himself by just listening to the music, so he ended up becoming a southpaw guitarist, but he later then fixed it as he learned more. He was
man,
also a
that's
gifted
crazy.
singer as a kid. Every time there was a family gathering, he was always forced to sing karaoke by his relatives. But when he hit puberty,
let's go.
he lost confidence in his voice because he could no longer hit high notes. But his confidence came back after being mentored by Pablo, who taught him how to harness his unique low voice that
Hey.
seemingly sounds like it came from the underworld.
It's insane. Woo. Hey,
When
let's
it comes
go.
to dance, he didn't know he could do it until he was forced to in order to get good grades during their school intramurals. After discovering dance, he transformed from a guy who didn't know it to someone who can fly.
They have the entire spectrum of musical sound. You got the low tone bass, baritone, bass slash baritone. I don't even know the exact note that Philip can hit, but definitely baritone. And if he's trained, I don't think there's any doubt that he can hit bass. Then it went all the way up into stale, which is soprano. So yeah, the entire everything is covered. I love it. Entire octave is covered.
Because of his raw talent, he ended up teaching dance to the entire
dance
school
too.
and continued on to join the dance group called Amigo 7, a would-be rival of Josh and Stel's crew, Seyon. It quickly became a reverse if you can't beat them,
Hey,
then
KD,
join them
Stephen
kind of
Curry.
deal. So Josh recruited Ken. But there was a problem. He was hundreds of islands away and didn't have the money.
He
What
said
did
100
Josh do?
islands.
He shelled out for his plane ticket.
Oh,
With
snap.
nothing else to lose, Philip went and left his previous life in the countryside. He then trained with the boys and officially debuted with them as Ken, the main dancer, the bass vocalist.
He's a
the
bass vocalist, okay. No doubt. No doubt, man. Like very rare very rare.
Lead
Rare
rapper
vocal.
of the group. One thing to
He can
note is
rap
that
too.
they were an unlikely bunch because they wouldn't have met each other if Tatang Robin stayed with his already successful group in Korea. Justin didn't make it in his first audition, so he almost didn't try again until Josh told him to do so. And Ken wouldn't even have the opportunity to join if the ShowBT trainees didn't come back after that quitting incident. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the butterfly effect. When a small and seemingly
butterfly
insignificant
effect.
occurrence has a rippling effect through time, leading to a consequential event sometime long after the initial event. Or as Google would put it, the phenomenon whereby a minute localized change in a
That is insane. The butterfly effect. In chaos theory, the phenomenon whereby the minute localized change in the complex systems can have large effects elsewhere. Wow. I just learned a new word. And the butterfly effect is a good sound. By the way, if you're into music production, there's this sound called butterfly effect, and even like Travis Scott used it. Anyways, Travis Scott on his song Butterfly Effect, go check it out. But it's a beautiful tone. It's phenomenal. But in events, I didn't even know that this is actual a nouns. Something happened here and it caused an effect somewhere else. I truly believe that. There's a reason why so and so didn't win something, right? Was it Justin? I forgot. He was supposed to debut, but he didn't make it, and then that group got disappeared. It must meant to be, right? But what are the odds of Justin win, then he get disappeared and do something else and not SB19? So yeah, there
a
you go.
complex system can have large effects elsewhere. Tatang Robin's so-called mistake back in 2002 led to forming the future P-pop Kings. In 2018, SB19 was formed. The name of the group was carefully picked. The number 19 is the sum of Korea and the Philippines country code digits, 82 and 63. So
Wow.
8 plus 2 plus 6 plus 3 is 19.
Oh, I needed this so badly. Thank you so much, Casual Chuck. Trying to figure out what number 19 is. I find it somewhere in the comments. I forgot. I didn't even know like it's like this. Wow. I can do math, and obviously it gives me the results here. Very awesome. That's so cool. That's so cool. I like it.
If you subtract both numbers, you also get the same result. SB doesn't only mean ShowBT. It is also about their ultimate goal for Pinoy sound to break into the music industry, which is fearlessly represented by this phrase,
Sound break.
sound break.
Let's get it. Let's go. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Beautifully. Beautifully. The definition is beautifully laid out. That was amazing. Hey, let's go. That was crazy. Beautifully laid out. I get all of that. Bring it back to the definition, which is sound break. That's a phenomenal, crazy, mind-blowing documentary. Much respect for Casual Chuck. And also now I understand and learn so much about SB19. And it's a 19-minute video long. I felt like I've learned a full semester of SB19. Like I'm like a full semester of 4 months into a 19-minute video. So phenomenal work from Casual Chuck. But then SB19 have a very inspiring story. Humble beginning from nothing to something. And it's all from meeting the right members, the right group of people, the right moment. And then the faith was so powerful. Like the faith is so strong that it's unbreakable. This group were able to form ultimately. And they formed it beautifully with the name Soundbreak. And they're breaking through. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much it, folks. Thank you, 18, and thank you all for tuning in continue to support SB19. Shout out to Casual Chuck. Once again, go subscribe to him. He's doing an amazing job putting this together, and highly recommend it to go out there and support any new documentary that Casual Chuck come out with SB19, because it's super absolutely informative. Once again, thank you so much, and on to the next one. Peace.